Well, I very much enjoyed the class. I didn't expect the nutritional aspect of it, and I really learned a lot about a different aspect of nutrition that I really didn't expect. And the food was excellent. I would recommend it. It's very interesting and a lot of fun and good food. You learn a lot.
I think he's so knowledgeable about nutrition and illness, and it was wonderful.
What would you tell the audience who's watching this about this class? What would you say?
Take it.
Yeah, take it. It was fun. It
Yeah.
reinforces what you know, and you'll learn something new.
I think Chef Santisi had a lot of really fantastic and unique recipes to share with, and I liked his point about bringing back ancient nutrition practices to seeking their relevance in the modern times. So I sort of like that. Right. I mean, I don't cook at all right now, so any move forward will actually be attributed a lot to this class here today.
Do you recommend people to attend this class?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a helpful way to sort of know more about holistic nutrition. So I think it's definitely a good class.
Hello, my name is Anas Santisi. I am a native of Meknès, Morocco. I have a passion for healthy, tasty cuisine that I want to share with the world and then with you today. And part of what drives me in my own health transformation. At one point in my life, I was very unhealthy. I was grossly overweight and then had a sort of health problems. But after I apply the principles that you will share with me today, I lost the extra weight and my health problem evaporated. I firmly believe that you too can transform your life through this class and through the food without having any sacrifice, the pleasure and enjoyment of tasty food. While the artistry of food is now my passion, my first love was actually music. The artistry of music that express the majestical harmony defined by the music tuning or musical temperament. The theory apply proportionally with ancient medicine, and the health is a harmony of the humors. I am going to explain in this class the combination of the four humors in Andalusian music, and then understand also the connection with the four element theory known as earth, air, water, and sun. Before my immigration to America, I studied Andalusian music as a astrology. I was also involved in school with electric engineering, which a magnetic concentration. I immigrated in 2001, and then I settled in Bloomington, Indiana to join my family and further explore my passion for music as the prestigious Indiana University Art and Science faculty, where I was invited to record music by Associate Professor Daniel Reed, Folklore and Ethnomusicology, and few graduates. My presentation on Moroccan Andalusian rhythms is now part of IU archives in Department of Folklore and Ethnomusicology. My relationship with Indiana University grew favorably, and then I eventually co-founded the Moroccan Andalusian Classical Music Orchestra of Bloomington. This performance ensemble was purely dedicated to gross culture engagement and education. My curiosity and love of knowledge pulled me to keep applying the same universal theory to food as medicine and other ancient wisdom. My passion for cooking whole food soon grew, however, it eventually leads me to open those cooking classes since 2011. I received my training from Functional Medicine University. A certified functional medicine practitioner is a mentor who helps people make healthy lifestyle choices and achieve personal wellness goals. Whether the desired outcome is weight loss, boost energy levels, or improve digestion. The functional medicine practitioner focuses on individual needs of each client and works within the realities of their day-to-day challenges. The time is now to get the 4-element theory out and share it with you in this class, and then how it's connected to the whole fundamentals, which in colors they are red, yellow, blue, and black and white. In astrology are earth, air, water, and sun. In a nutrition, it's a fat, carbs, and protein. And then we can work on the fundamental for many times. When we talk about a color theory, we are talking about the fundamentals. The fundamentals of colors are red, yellow, and blue. When we mix the red with the yellow, we got the orange. When we mix the yellow with the blue, we got the green. In our class today, we are going to cook a lot of greens, and then those greens, they are a phyto. Phyto means a plant. This is the meaning in Greek terminology. And here, what I want to accomplish is all the scholars in the rainbow that they are 7, you can see them in your with your eyes, they are coming from those fundamental colors. And then when you see 7 colors, they are really corresponded to a 7 musical note. And if I can tell you something, why I connect the red with the G, because they share the same frequencies. The red frequency is 397, for example, and G, when I play it, it's 392. Orange, for example, it's correspond to the A, and then also the frequency they share it's 440. You go all around, and then you can see from all those 7 colors to 12. Why 12? Because we got in musical note the sharp and the flat. And then yellow, for example, it's A sharp, and the frequency is 466. And then we'll go to a violent. Violent, it's E, and the frequency it's 659. But the most fascinating thing that I love to share with you when I go to, for example, this purple. The purple is a combination between A sharp and E. And the frequency is 562, and they are sharing the same frequency. But here we reverse the polarity. And then this is what ancients, electrical theory, they used to use sound to lift a very heavy, tons of stone to build pyramids, and then build other, huge building that we have now. Archaeologists, they still fascinating how they did that. But in my point of view, I think they use sound and music to do so. Those colors, they have the same connection in our astrological signs. Like when I say Aquarius, for example, it's a combination between blue, white, and then Pisces. Pisces, they are green and white. And then the list goes on until Sagittarius, for example, my sign, it's a red and green. And then those, they are also connected to the frequencies that we were talking about in musical science. Now, if I am talking about elements like hydrogen and calcium and selenium and copper, each color has a specific combination of those elements. Metals, red, it's the combination between hydrogen and krypton. Orange, it's a combination between calcium and selenium and copper. And then all those, they are connected to the universe, and we don't have to believe to that. We have to just accept the way how they are made in the whole universe. And then go back to a purple. Purple, it's a combination between europium and bromine. Magenta, it's potassium and the lithium. And then those combination, it's just an example in here to let you know how, astrology, it's connected to music, and then how the theory of the fundamental in colors, they are also combined with all the science. It's why in my book called The Bridge from Ancient Medicine to Modern Health, I have a lot of chapters, very well details, talking about the whole combination and the connection between the whole universe. And then I think, and then I am confident that music, it's a center of the whole knowledge. And then my background, when it came from Andalusia music, and then we see music as astrology, from there I understood, not only stopped in astrology, and then my curiosity and then my love of research make me continue to research for the other connections with what I am sharing with you today is a color, frequencies, all kind of music notes, and then the elements in metals. And then from here, I will see if I am Sagittarius, for example, I will have a deficiency of this red and green. What the red in metals, for example, red it's hydrogen and then krypton. And then what green means, green goes to a chlorine and barium in the elements. That means if I am Sagittarius, I have to take care of hydrogen, krypton, chlorine, and barium. And then this is how I see the whole connection in the universe, and then how our body is really built on the same way how the whole universe, just we are a miniature of the whole. And then what happened in there, really it happened to us. I have many professions and then worn many hats throughout the course of my life. But perhaps my most prized profession, my perpetual journey toward a greater understanding of the universe. Along this journey, I have come to see that everything in the universe is connected, from music and math to medicine and metaphysics, from poetry and physiology to astronomy and art, from individual and the environment to the earth and the universe that surrounds it. All existence is interwoven in the tapestry of the life. The history, what I prepped today, it came from 8000 BC. And then this 8000, in Morocco, been inhabited by a Neolithic, since the Neolithic time, which Berbers. Those Berbers, they have also the same theory. And then this theory, they call it earth, air, water, and fire, which they sign like that. Native Americans, they have a circle with a cross inside, which it's also indicates the same theory. And then this theory, it has been also known by Newton Isaac as alchemy. This topic of alchemy, I can see it everywhere. I grew up playing this music as humors. And then I see it also in the colors. To make the nutrition very simple, I use that theory to introduce the nutrition and the food. And then the fundamental of the colors, they are more like red, yellow, and blue. And then those the fundamental of the colors. Without yellow, we cannot have an orange, and then also we cannot have a green. Those fundamentals, they are used in Picasso, Givenchy, in their art. And then every artist will start with those three fundamental colors. The fundamentals in our body in nutrition, which they are the flame and they have a color too. With oxidation, it's blue. blood is red, and then the yellow bile, which the acids that they come in from our liver, they are responsible for digestion, and they are also a part of the four-element theory. In nutrition, you know, I will also introduce it as in nutrition as a fats, which lipids, and then carbs, and then protein. Those three fundamental, they are so important. It's why when I start to talk about nutrition, I like always to start with those fundamentals to understand that there is no diet good for everyone. We are bio-individuals, and then everybody has his own DNA, everybody has his own fingerprint, and then I do believe in functional medicine that everything is from the DNA. Okay? It's not a more like biochemistry. DNA, it's in a middle, and then we got the nutrition, it's the 95%. Genetics, they are only 5%. Why? Because we can change the markers, we can change our genes, really. I don't believe that the heritage will have a heavy impact on the health of people, because when you eat 100% organic, and then you watch for your sensitivity, and then you see your body as unique, you can change your genes. And also, there is a lot of fads about nutrition. You know, there is a lot of information out there. You know, low-carb diet, and then there is a low-fat diet, and then there is also, you know, a lot of diets that people, they may, you know, try, but probably it worked for somebody, but it's not working for everyone. And this theory, I wrote a book called Ancient Medicine and Modern Health, and then I approached ancient medicine with modern health. And then all what I learned in music, I learned in the engineering as a quantum of physics, which they are also having some fundamentals. Without proton and neutron and then photons, we are not going to have any energy. And then this is the same thing as colors. Those colors, you can see them in the rainbow when we have a light, and then the speed of the light reduced by a humidity, we see this rainbow with 7, which a red, orange, and then you got the yellow, and then you got the green, and then you got the purple, and then you got the blue, and then the purple, and then magenta, which those 7, they are having the same frequency as A, B, C, D, A, F, G. It's the same thing. And then when you cut those, you can see them also in the tree of life, which it's an ancient Kabbalism theory that it has been around the earth for a long time ago. Well, Hippocrates says, let thy food be thy medicine, and let thy medicine be thy food. While I was in school, I was always, you know, attending any kind of professor that is going to do his presentation, professor with autoimmune disease, or, you know, GI doctors, or diabetes, or any kind of doctors, they are going to have this presentation, but everybody of them, they will come back to the gut, everybody. And then Hippocrates says also, all the diseases start from the gut. And then what the gut and the relationship between gut and the brain, it's food. It's why I am always strive to share more, and then research about nutrition. And then this class, we are going to have a lot of fun of cooking, but don't please hesitate to ask any questions about nutrition and then what's going on with the body. By you individuals, why? Because probably my food can be another person's poison. Because we have also in the blood those groups that we call them a type of blood. There is O and A and B and AB. That means the nutrition exists in the blood, and the constitution compounds in this A cannot have it in B. It's why we don't have the strong fusions. And then here we are going to start with this idea to understand why we are here, why we should cook at home, and then why whole food cooking, it's the answer of all health issues. And then we have a lot of health issues around, and then everybody trying to, engineers and then all the world, they are trying to figure out how we mask and then the problems. And then in functional medicine university, we don't mask anything. We see the body as whole, like Hippocrates or Galen or all those ancient philosophers. And we see the body as whole, and then we don't see the symptom as a solution. Because the symptom only a reaction, or probably it's normal physiologically, like diabetes or pre-diabetes. The body needs to survive. It's why we'll give you more insulin. This is a homeostasis. It's not something that it's bad. But what the cause of why I have this high insulin, or my pancreas doesn't produce that's enough insulin, or why we have insulin resistance, those questions that you have to ask all the engineers, doctors, and then all people with health conscious. Why I have high pressure, why I have high cholesterol, why I cannot lose weight. Those questions, they are so important to understand what's going on in the body. But today I'm going to just to gap it and then make it very simple, like when I say red, yellow, and blue, if I take the yellow as a digestion, because we have a color of yellow bile come from the liver to help a digestion, we have not too many of it, probably only 5 grams a day that we produce. Some go to the gallbladder, and then some goes to a digestion tract. And then that's, if I take it out, that means I am taking out of a fat. If I am in a low-fat diet, that means we are not going to produce enzymes and then other antioxidants, and then the digestion tract, it will be out of control. This is why whole food, it's the answer of all health issues. And then this is why I always recommend to you to go back to our, intestines. Back in 1950s, before that, all Americans, they were so healthy. And then statistically, why? Because everybody used to get his lunch box and then take it with them home, and then they eat right. We don't have a lot of processed food, no genetically modified food. We don't have no chemicals added. And then our body is made to digest a food that it has been around the earth for many, many years. And then now we are changing our genes. And then this is why you can change your genes. This is the way how you change your genes, really. If you are not giving your body the right thing, and you have a processed food will, strip from the fat and then add sugar to it, has a lot of preservative to add a life shelf to the food, and then all this, it affects the body, and our body doesn't recognize it. It's why I have a chapter called Bioidentifiable. Why bioidentifiable? Because our body is smart enough to understand that food, it's not belong to me. Where it goes to the black bile. What the black bile in ancient medicine? It's the last digestion. And then you think that your body is getting rid of those chemicals and then sprays, but it does not. It goes to a black bile, which black bile means disease. And then our body doesn't respond in 1 day or 2 days or 1 week or 2 weeks or 1 year or 3 years. Our autoimmune our immunes change every 30 years. Means our body is fighting to balance homeostasis. And then we are not going to abuse our body for those many years. When we are sick, we are going to have a cure overnight. And then this is the question of all the researchers. We need, to figure out the way how our body works, and then take the whole chemicals and then clean the environment. And then now Americans, they are very high in cancer, obesity, diabetes. Probably we are in number 1 or 2 over Earth. You know, we are starving, even we have all this wealth. And then we have all this in a fresh markets, and then we just walk and then go spend money every day on a nice dinners. Because it's called the lifestyle, but the lifestyle, this is what a lifestyle. When I came to America, I spent, probably 8 years in Bloomington, Indiana. I came skinny like that and healthy. Before I leave Indiana in 2008, I was high pressure, I was obese, I was high cholesterol, depression, and then a lot of problems. And then I just sit down, and then I continue to go for more education. Instead to hire a doctor, I decided to be one. And then this is why I don't want to go work for clinics or work for myself and then share the right thing. And then every week I have 16 or 20 people, they come here. Before they live here, I convert them to cook good food, delicious food. And then I convert them to be healthy, and then they share it with their families. And then this is the role and the goal of what I am doing. You know, I was so successful while I was doing electric engineering. My field was magnetic, and then we repair and then make airplane engines and, gravities, and then how we eliminate the gravity to fly. Astrology was a part of my thing because it's a part of personality, who we are, and then where our place within the whole universe. If you see earth, air, water, and then fire, it's the element. Without one of them, we are not here. We cannot be here, you know. Sun, it's very good for, all this food. It's responsible because all this, it's light. And then the speed, like what I said, make it in different colors, and then the frequencies, they are the same. If I see a red in the vegetables, and then I see a red in a lamp, and then measure the frequencies, the red frequency, it's always the same. Because it's red. It's not going to be red in here and then, yellow in another compound or object. It's always the same. Also, medicine took a little bit of a converge since after 1950. There is too many doctors. They are very strict about their Nobels. Discoveries about cancer, and then I will just mention one of them today. It's Dr. Otto, who says an alkaline body never get cancer or even sick. And then when I see the whole food and with all those colors, I find them very alkaline food. And then when you see what the acidic food, which the opposite, we can see, more like processed food, meats, dairies, all sugar, refined food, it's all acidic. And then we eat a lot of refined food. It's why we have this problem, acidic. We don't go to the root cause of the disease and then we'll say, well, we have an acidic body, let's take care of the acidity of the body and then put it back to the pH 7.365. No, we go and then we mask the symptom caused by this. And then this is something that you may think about it. And then I've been health coach for a little while. And then a lot of people will approach me, please help. I have gout, I have arthritis, I cannot lose weight. And then always I will go to the gut, I will go to the pH level. pH also in colors, it's the green. It's the middle between infrared and then ultraviolet. And then the pH on the colors, it's the green. And then tell me how many people they eat the greens in America. They don't, kale or spinach. If you eat probably a salad like nothing. You know, you have to use a lot of greens to get your body to be a pH. Lemon, it's yellow also. A lot of people, what do you think about the lemon? It's alkaline food or acidic food? Acid. Alkaline, thank you. It's the most alkaline food ever. You know, acid because it doesn't mean it's soury. It's not alkaline. You know, if you go and Google alkaline versus acidic, you're gonna see the lemon, it comes on number 1, and then also it's a yellow. It's why I made a nutrition very, very simple. Anything yellow comes to the yellow bile. The yellow bile in ancient, it's an acidic acid that comes from the liver, very responsible of digestion. Red, it goes to the blood, means antioxidant, it's good for the heart. And you know, and then the orange, beta carotene, vitamin C, vitamin B, and then all this orange, it's a mixture of red and yellow, which when I see an orange, I don't see an orange, I see a yellow and red. And then what that means it's a digestion, and then also it's a high alkaline food. The only acidic food you can see, and then I will recommend to you to go online and then just print the whole chart, acidic versus, and then when you go and then you do your shoppings, you make sure you pick all the alkaline food and then get out from the acidic food. This chart, I have it in my kitchen, not in here in my house. I print it, it's very nice and big. And then it's just something, also another picture I have for herbs and spices that you have in here. And then this knowledge comes from ancient, it's not new. I didn't tell you anything new. All what I was saying, it's a research that I did in anthropology, and then what people they use to take care of themselves. They use food as medicine, and then wheat and seeds and grain was not a food. Romans back in this time, they create these seeds just for the poor people. Because Romans and the king, he always puts on his table fruit and vegetables. And then if you see the movies, you will see a lot of vegetables, and then they sit on their hands, and then they eat vegetables, and then fruit, and vegetables, and fruit. Romans, they create, you know, the seed, and then start to give it to them. In America, it was forbidden too. Since, you know, it was forbidden if you go back to the history. And then now we have grains as a source of the food, soys, and then rice, and then all this crap. It's just not good for any humankind, you know. And then those seeds, they are all kind of gluten protein. You know, we know gluten as a gliadin, a protein gliadin, which is source of wheat only. But there is too many different, in Australia they find a list, gliadin and then propofol, and then all those, they are form of glutens too. Glutens, they are not good for us because the definition of gluten is a storage of protein. We lack your protein. And then if somebody has gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, that means they don't eat wheat, but they still eat a corn. Corn has also 60% of gluten, but it's not the same form of protein that's in wheat, but it stays, you know, gluten. And then this is some research that you may do. And people, they should not eat grains with a gluten sensitivity, with a celiac disease. Absolutely, it will give them a reaction right away. But people with sensitivity, it's not a disease, but it leads to the disease, gluten sensitivity. It leads to a celiac disease, autoimmune disease, and then other thing, because it is genetics, not a tolerance. This is the introduction of the history. And then for herbs and spices, I prepped for you a lot of herbs and spices to choose from, and then all those colors now, after you are cooking, now just with me, you are going to have these meanings of why I am using those colors. When you are putting the yellow, you see the yellow, it's a fundamental. Without yellow, we cannot have this one. That means this is very important. And then when we use the fat, it's very important, because low fat or low carb, and then all this, it's a fads of diets to make money. And then all this supplement on the shelves also, they are not identifiable. This is why I put the identifiable theory. Our body doesn't recognize them as food because they are not whole food. Supplement, they are good if they are good source, but you have to eat them with whole food. And then you mix them, because our soil year after year it's getting a little weaker. And then if you want to have probiotics, for example, to get your flora with a diversity of bacteria, you have to have it with good food. If you wake up in the morning and then have it just with itself, your body doesn't recognize it. What's that? Or you are going to have one item of vitamin C or iron, for example. A lot of people with anemia, which a iron deficiency, they will have iron. And then all their doctors, they will just tell them have iron. But iron will work, and then it never did. And then I know a lot of people with, iron deficiency, they stay iron deficiency because iron cannot absorb itself. Iron needs a B12, needs amino acids, and then this is what I learned in a dietitian school. But in my school, I think it needs to be whole food, where you're going to find iron in spinach, in mint, in parsley, in cilantro. Anything green and leafy green has iron. And then when we measure the nutrition exists in those leafy greens, we'll find an iron, and then we'll find B6, B12, and then amino acids. That means when we eat whole food, we are going to help all those people with anemia. And then all the problems came from a deficiency. Deficiency of the food, because our body starve all the time, and then here your body will suffer and then suffer until you get sick. Or toxicity, which it's always connected to the environment. Environment, what I say, it's number one problem that it's very, very important. Environment, which we can take two babies just born, put one in here and take the other one to another place, and then they are going to live in different environment. They are going to grow in different genes. Different DNA, different genes, totally 100%, because, the environment has the most influence on our health. Okay, like what I said, you can go and then shop for all what you got in here for starters, and then you are going to see the combination of Ras Al Hanout. Ras Al Hanout is a combination of blends. Ras Al Hanout is a popular blend of herbs and spices that is used across the Middle East, North Africa, India. India, they call it masala. If you see masala, it's a lot of herbs and spices. We call it Ras Al Hanout. In Middle East, they call it Ras Al Hanout too? Yes. Ras Al Hanout, And then we go to a Ras Al Hanout, like what we said, Ras Al Hanout, it's a herbs and spices blend. And then we are going to introduce a lot of blends. Like garlic, what I said, garlic always, I puree my garlic. When I give you this one, you take it and then you go all around, smell it and love it. Cumin, it's green. Paprika, it's red. See the nutrition, how it's very, very easy now for everybody. Why it's red? Because it's high in antioxidant, vitamin C. When you take a bell pepper, for example, bell pepper, if you put like one bell pepper on a platform of nutrition, you see probably has 16 to 20% of vitamin C. Now we are going to take a 10 pound of bell pepper, this one, and then I will hydrate it to give me only 8 ounces of bell pepper with paprika. Means paprika comes to be higher vitamin C than lemon and orange and lime. Why we call, while I was doing some research in how people used to eat in ancient, in their books they use a lot of supplement word. And then I was like, what kind of supplement those guys talking about? You're talking about 1,000 years ago, and then they use supplement. Supplement, they use it as a hydration. They take a bell pepper when they hydrate it, and then they add it to the food. This is the supplement. Not the supplement that we have on the counters. The supplement that they use to dance this nutrition from 10 pounds to 8 ounces, or sometimes little less. And then paprika, usually you can make it as smoky, or you can add Cherokee to it. You can add any kind of spices. Bay leaves. And then also I dry it. And then this we are going to use it for more like a honey sauce. Turmeric. Turmeric, it's yellow, and then what's the yellow? Turmeric now, it's all over the online. Turmeric, it's good for you, it's good for you, it's good for you. Why? Because everybody has a low metabolism. When you introduce the yellow to your food, that means your metabolism is going higher. That means you are getting to be better. This is like a clinic of dentist. If you go to the dentist, you can smell this there. And then this is the clove. It's more antibacterial. And then we use it, and then we use it also in ancient medicine. This is some cinnamon in here. And then this is a portion that we are going to use for saffron. And then you can just like smell a little bit. It's very good smell. And then we use sensations of, smell and touch and love. And then a lot of things, the love of time, when you grow your food, and then you grow your herbs, you water them, you touch them, you love them, and then you cook with them. It's supposed to be medicine. Okay, for the salt, I have always the question. Probably you won't ask me, but I've been doing that for almost 6 years now. And then instead to just get the question, I will answer. What the difference between sea salt and kosher salt? Sea salt, it's a processed salt, came from sea. And then it's very high in sodium. You can see, the label always 100% sodium. In kosher salt, it's from a mountains. It came from a sedimentation of a sodium. And then it's low in sodium, probably 20%, and then it's high in minerals. I have a white, sea kosher white. You can do the pink Himalaya, which has a more and more and more. To start the class, I'm going to make some Moroccan tea for you. This Moroccan tea, it's very nutritionist. Why? Because it has a green, and then the green tea. Green leaves of mint. When you have a mint, squeeze them to have more, smell. I'm sure you know a mint.
You ever use sage in tea?
I use green tea.
Sage?
Sage, yes. We use sage a lot.
In tea?
No. Well, you can. We use saffron. Today I'm going to give you just a simple one that we use all the time. National drink. Why? Because it goes for, people that they work outside in a hot sunny day, and then they don't drink any water. Why? Because mint, it's high in chlorophyll, and then green tea, it's high antioxidant.
Need hot water?
Hot water, and then I will bring some tea, and then a brown sugar. And then the green tea, yes, the hot water there. Here a pitcher.
Just put it in there.
And then the green tea, I don't recommend a tea bags. You go just always with a bulk, or you go for the China, like a dry leaves of green. And then this is what I use. And then you can add as much as you want. If you want it dark and then strong, you do 2 or 3. And then sugar never has been a problem with sugar in ancient civilization. People, they use canned sugar, they use brown sugar, the only problem we have is the fake sugar. And then the fake sugar that we have came from, syrupy corn, and then you got aspartame. And then like what I said in the theory of identifiable, our body doesn't recognize it as food, and then it goes as a toxicity. And then I did an experience when I had in a summer some ants. You know those ants, the crawl ants? I put sugar, I put aspartame, and then some honey, and then the ant will go to honey and then real sugar, and then they won't even walk around aspartame. That means ants, their source is sugar, and then they don't even go to a aspartame. Now, everything, now we recommend it to people with diabetes, because it doesn't have calories. But what their source from aspartame? It's a bacteria, fetuses. And then our body, it's going to get it as a black bile. It's to last digestion. And then it will stop the body to function right. I put 2, I will put 3, and then no problem, because, you know why? Because the sugar is kind of a glycemic index. As much you have as sugar, and then you work out, or you walk, or even you read a book, your body will burn it. And then I see those people how they eat a lot of sugar back home, and then they're skinny. That means it's not a problem of sugar. The problem is when you introduce something that our body doesn't recognize it as food. And then this is the thing that everybody should pay attention. When I made this, I'll put it on the fire for a little while.
Spread here.
Now, I will put you to work. You got the onions? The onions, they are going to be in both diced and sliced. Okay? Sliced and diced.
You want these all diced?
All diced. And then I will show you the technique how you dice it. You can do it in this way, that's fine. But what I like to do is you cut it in half first. Why? Because we want to go, and then in the same time, you are going to take a skin with it. Done.
You don't cut all the way through, just slice a little.
Yeah, a little bit. Just to take. And then we have a trash bag in there. And then the slice one goes like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Your hand always behind your, and then you go like that. This is the sliced. And then the diced, I will use another, and then I will go not all the way to keep it all together. to not spread on me. And then here, you got a knife. This is not good one for parsley.
There's one.
Another one there. See, I can go for, take those out, and then I will go like that.
I mean,
It doesn't have to be perfect, because everything going to go to cook. Perfect. I did not use a chicken breast. I use a chicken whole. I use chicken whole, number one, because it's a class about whole food. You need to be whole. Number two, because I need to see the physiology of the chicken. How is this chicken? This chicken looks like my grandmother's chicken, or a chicken that it's coming from a factories, like chicken or like Food Inc. If you never see this documentary before, write it down, and then you can go home and then check it. This documentary, it's very, very awesome documentary called Food Inc. And then there is also the same producer. He did a Forks Over Knife, and then, you know, the fad of fat, and then a lot of documentaries. Why? Because the chicken that my grandma used to do, it's the same physiology. And then if you see the documentary, they are injecting chicken with hormones to make the breast very huge. And then they add 5-6 pounds to each chicken. And then if I go to the restaurant and then I order the chicken without seeing it, you are running to death chicken. You know, and then you are spending good money. You know, and then you see a chicken breast, very nice, big steak like that, but it's all full of hormones. And then hormones of the chicken mixed with the chicken, our hormones, that means our human imbalance hormones. And then it's why when I use ingredients, always I use local food, and then chicken that it's very happy chicken, like happy chicken, not the chicken that it's locked up and then injected and then abused. The chicken that's, you know, it's in a farm, and then we have very nice farms in Indiana actually, on north side, south side, and then they do very good job on feeding their chicken right. This is the number one reason. Number two reason, you remember a long time ago when you come with the cold and then sick at home, what your grandma will do the first thing, it's a chicken soup. And then the chicken soup, she will cut the whole chicken together, pieces, and then she will put a pot with water and then spices and herbs and throw some vegetables, and then this is it. And then you have this chicken as medicine. Why? Because the bone, it's very, very high in calcium, potassium, magnesium, all the nutrition you can imagine that you are going to based on going on the counter and then get it. You can get it from just an organic chicken, organic, feeded, physiologically very nice. And then this is what we are going to have today as an entree. We're gonna cook the chicken with, garlic, and then you have the book, you can see it, garlic, and then marinated with ginger, saffron, parsley, a little bit of black pepper, and then I'm going to take an onion sliced and going to take it to the oven. And then the sauce that it's made, actually it's a soup. As much you add water, as much it's gonna be soupy. I'm going to make it soupy because I will give you this, creativity at home. If you want to make a chicken and then make out of it a soup or a stew, or you add to this, today we are going to add a cauliflower, and then in your home you can add some carrots, parsnips, peas, you name it. And then it's going to be the same blend, the same ras al hanot. And then also we have a honey sauce, which we are going to make it little separate. which has cloves and honey, saffron, cinnamon, and then we have a recipe there. Now, let's get started. Saffron chicken ingredients. Organic chicken, lemon juice squeezed from lemon, onions sliced, cloves, garlic diced or grounded with extra virgin olive oil. I showed it to you earlier in the class how you make that, which you got a garlic and then you ground it in extra virgin olive oil with salt and olive oil and then preserve it. When you want to cook anything, you will have your own garlic. Cloves, garlic, it's grounded, already done. A pinch of saffron, black pepper, kosher salt to taste, ginger, and then you choose your fruit of the season. Today I'm doing here prunes, apricot, pineapple. You can add apples, you can pick any kind of vegetable in the market. Pears as well, honey, local honey, I prefer local always. Cloves, it's a spice, spoon of cinnamon, sesame seeds. Preheat oven to 450 degree. Ranch your chicken with fresh lemon juice. Sprinkle with salt. Rub chicken with garlic, ginger, black pepper, salt, and saffron. Drizzle with extra virgin olive oil. Pour water in a baking pan. Add onions. Cover with a lid. Place a saucepan half full to make a honey sauce now. Of water on the stove. Add saffron, cloves, salt, honey, garlic, and cinnamon. Bring to boiled stirring the pot all the time. When mixture has come to a boiled, add apricot or any kind of fruit that you prepped for a season. Simmer for 15 minutes, remove from stove and add mixture to pan with a chicken, and then you will have a honey chicken recipe. To serve, place each chicken or half or quarter, depend to the portion you want to use for your family. Cover with a fruit that you choose for a season, and then honey, onion sauce. Add sauce as needed. Place your fruit on the top to make it look good, and then sprinkle with a sesame seed. Moroccan honey, Cornish hen. I call it Moroccan, but not really. A lot of cultures they do that. Just because it's Moroccan restaurant, I call it Moroccan. No, really. I eat it. A lot of cultures they cook the same thing. To Cornish hen, which I don't recommend this recipe that much. Why? Because I know that you are so busy. You're busy, and then the thought of having to plan out meals may feel like just one more chore to add to your already long list of things to do. I know. Taking the time to plan 4 meals each week and writing out a grocery list means you will ultimately save time. It saves money, it means few less desirable calories, and then it means less stress. Quality control is to choose the organic whole food, not the costly toll of eating processed foods. Let's take a look at what processed food are doing to your body. Food that is processed can be defined as anything manufactured in the laboratory, genetically modified or changed in its original molecular structure by the addition of chemicals and herbicides, pesticides, food colorings, antibiotics, and preservatives. Processed food can be canned, bagged, frozen, shrink wrapped, or served up at a restaurant. It's not whole food and it's not good for your body. Pick a day to be your menu planning day. Choose quick and easy meals when you know you won't have much time to cook, or maybe plan on those being your crock pot nights, like cook like me, like what we just did now. Big quantity of food, and after you figure out your meals for the week, each time to create your grocery list and go back to the ingredient that you have there, and then shop for your herbs and your spices, and then be creative in your kitchen. It's the goal of this class. It's to be creative and come up with different ideas of whole food cooking. Write down your menu plan for the week so you and your family remember what you are having each night. Post it on the fridge or somewhere else you can see it easy. And then how do you like to store your recipes? On your computer perhaps. Print them out and then keep them in the recipe box or folder or on your refrigerator. If you type up your weekly menu plan and save it as document on your computer, you can refer to it later. Place these plans in a folder or your desktop labeled menu plans, so you can find them easily. Before you know it, you will have a lot of recipe options, and meal planning becomes even easier. Need pre-planned menu? Check out the whole food cooking class that you have now, booklet to learn also and refresh your knowledge how you can combine marinated and then make a creative menu in your kitchen, building healthy and delicious meal from it. My recipes are packed full of vitamins, nutrition, and antioxidants, as well as super anti-inflammatory saffron and garlic that we use today. Also, the menus that you got boast a plethora of vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free option, as well as hormone-free or a kosher meat. And the best part about eating this way is that everything tastes amazing. All your family gonna be so happy. Let us now begin your journey into the life-giving qualities of eating the richness of the Mediterranean Moroccan style. Cook once, eat twice. Cook once, eat 5 times. Plan to double or quadruple what you would normally make for dinner, so you have leftover for lunches for adult as well the kids and other dinner. You also have the option to freeze them, and then when you freeze the leftovers, you will use them in the following weeks if you prefer. And when you cook rice or any kind of grains ahead of time for the week, then refrigerate and use them later in the week. Add a little water when you reheat them. Most grain will keep only for a couple days in the fridge. Make sure you are not eating something not right. Anytime you bring food from the refrigerator, make sure you heat it up to 165 degrees or more in soups to kill all bacteria growth in the refrigerator. And then be sure to have food defrost if you are using any frozen items like meat, chicken, fish, etc. Be sure to check what you need for the next 1 or 2 days ahead of time. Shop your veggies on the weekends or the night before to prep ahead of time and place in a storage containers in the fridge. And then also I will recommend a stainless storage instead the plastic which they have also some chemicals, and then I don't recommend them. Also decide which frozen veggies you can use instead of fresh, especially for stews, soups, and some crock pot meals. Make any marinades, dressings, spice mix, or sauces in advance to save time on those busier nights, like what we learned today. Puree your garlic and then have 5-6 pounds of garlic already grounded with olive oil and then kosher salt, so you will have garlic always ready for a month coming. If you typically eat dinner out twice a week and you have 20 recipes to prepare at home, that's about 4 weeks worth of meals without repeating a meal. It's not bad. I mean, it's very, very good to, it's very good starting. Even if you start out just planning 3 of your meals each week, it will make a difference. Taking 30 minutes to plan your meals will save you much more time and energy that in the long run. Menu planning experiment for this coming week. Take a look at the calendar and see which nights you'll be cooking. Decide which night you'll need a quick, easy meal and which night you will have more time to prep dinner. Then start your menu planning. What new recipes have you been meaning to try? Write out the menu for each day's meals. Make a list of the ingredients you need to purchase. Double checking your pantry to ensure you have the spices or staplers needed. Decide which day you will go grocery shopping. Don't be afraid to ask family members to help with prep and cleaning. And it's a very good menu planning that will give you the freedom and stress free to have your box lunch to take with you at the job. And then you are going, by doing that, avoiding the processed food, and then going to check on places for lunches, and then also you're gonna save a lot of money. We have some grouper probably, and then tilapia, and they are all from Alaska, called the water. And then I'm going to show you how you can use this fish too. Preheat the oven in 450 degrees, okay? Rinse the Cornish hen with fresh water and lemon juice. We talk about it, why? To get the salmonella out, and then the chicken will smell delicious, not like chickeny and then blah, 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 blah. Sprinkle with salt. Kosher salt, we know that has only 20% of sodium. We know that. And then it's in a label. I will actually try to show it to you. And then it has a serving size, and then total of fat, it's 0 gram, sodium, it's 480 milligram, which 20% of the whole. But the 80%, it's all full of minerals, because it came from a mountains, Himalaya mountains. Okay, we got the salt done. We got the a saffron. You can use the saffron we have, or there is another version of saffron. And then if you don't have saffron, you use a turmeric. And then what we are going to call it, just a turmeric or saffron. This is a powder of saffron. It's very delicious too. It's the same way. Okay, saffron, garlic. Can you, my friend? The garlic, like what I said, buy 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 pounds of garlic. And then if you buy it at bulk, with everything, boil the water. And then pour the hot water on your garlic for 10 minutes. You strain the water, and then you take the garlic, and then it's gonna go all the skin off very quick. Okay, and then you ground it with extra or virgin olive oil and then kosher salt. When you do that, You are preserving your garlic in life shelf naturally, because sodium really, it's a preservative in ancient civilization. It's a preservative. Anytime they want to preserve something, they will put a lot of salt. Let's say, I don't know how you call it in this culture, but we call it like a meat. What you call it? Cured. Yeah, cured meat. Yeah, a lot of salt to preserve and they dry it. And then when you dry it, you cook it in a fat, and then we will put it in a ceramic jars, and then we'll eat from it for 2 years. Also use a fresh ginger. There is nothing wrong with that. If you have fresh ginger, you squeeze, but it's not going to be enough. Why? Because when you add a supplement, that means a dense nutrition. I took 20 pounds of ginger. When I hydrate it, it's going to give me only 1 pound of dried ginger. Well, how many nutrition I have in 20 pounds? It's the same nutrition that I have in 1 pound? No, it's 20 pounds of ginger. I just took the water out. But the ginger, what a color in here, it can be white, and then it can be yellow, too yellowish. But I will put it in the category of white. What the white is? The white, it's the whole colors without speed. You know, when we have a reduction of speed, that means we see the colors. This is why the rainbow, you see the rainbow, because when the light came, and then you have a river with all this water evaporation, it will stop the light to come through, and then these molecules of the vapor of the water will give us the rainbow. If I see the white in here, that means this kind of vegetables, it's white, that means has 3 fundamental colors. They have a red, yellow, and the blue. And then you can do this experiment, engineers at home. If you know, I will show you how. You take a disc of a platform, piece of wood, you cut it as a circle, put a hole in the middle of this disc, and then paint any kind of colors in there. Put this disc on the drill, and then go with the speed. After you speed, you don't see only the white. The colors just disappear, because the whole colors, they are a spectrum of which speed is light. That means what the white it's good for. It's a shadow in Picasso and then Givenchy perspective. It's a shadow. We can use a black as shadow or the white as shadow. The white has force, and then the black has force. This is in ancient Chinese, they will call black or white yin yang. Yin yang. Positive, negative, black or white. This is the balance. When you see the black holes, it's a force of vacuuming. And then you see the black hole. And then when you see the white, it's a speed of light. It's light. And then every light foods, they are helping immune system. Ginger, like what grandma, I love her, God bless her heart. Anytime she cooked, she will say, if you are going to cook small, in small pan, cover your pan with ginger. That means she never used a measurement. I don't like to use measurement. When we start the restaurant back, I was the cook, the only cook I have, it's me. When we start to get busier, we hired more people, and then they forced me to put a kitchen book. How they did it? Me, I am cooking, and they are writing. Until we got a consistency. It's why when you come at Safran, you eat ginger chicken today, it's the same ginger chicken tomorrow. It's the same thing. But before, when you come, and then I was the cook, and then this is why I want you to be. I want you to be more creative. And then if you like a ginger flavor, please go for it. Add more ginger. See? Ginger. I love ginger. And then after the ginger, Black pepper, I don't care about black pepper. I put it in here. If you want to put a pinch, it's okay. If you don't want, because black pepper will take all the flavors out from it. And also in any table at home, you got a salt and black pepper on the table. If anybody want to add a pepper to his food, that will be fine. I use black pepper with lemon and then other for a peppery recipe. That's one I wanted it to be more mild. Okay? And then I don't care about, and then drizzle with some olive oil. Olive oils, it also has a lot of fats in the market. Be careful buying olive oil. I don't care about extra virgin because it's a hot press. And then any oils with hot press means hydrogen oils. And then when you see a fat in the market, it's just like a crime. Why? Because it's hydrogen oil, it's a root cause of all diseases. Hydrogen oils, they are burned. And then when you see vegetable oil, it's not vegetables made with soy and corn. What kind of vegetable? I never heard about vegetable oil. Made with zucchini or with what? You know how they trick the whole thing? To make it very healthy, but it's not. And I like to have coconut oil. And then if you see olive oil, make sure you buy a whole and then cold press. Because when you cook oils, you kill it and then turn from fat to poison. If we are adding oils to these ingredients and the water, everything is going to be boiled in. And then everything is going to be nice. Now I need the parsley. Okay? And then we add the sliced onions. This is the parsley. This is the parsley. See how much parsley I'm going to add. See here? See? And then parsley, it's one of the best greens ever. You can eat it raw. You can cook it. I always recommend when you are cooking the parsley, when you are eating a parsley raw, make sure it's organic. Grow in your pot in the house, and then it's easy to do. You can go to any fresh market now from March on. You're gonna see all those pots. You take a little bit and then you put it in there. Very nice soil, water it, and then you grow it. You grow your parsley, you grow your cilantro, you grow your mint, you grow your fresh basil, you grow oregano, you grow a lot. Rosemary, I love rosemary. Rosemary, it's like a heart. It's better. It's very, 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 very nice. And then after that, we are going to pour some water. This water, it's up to you. If you are going to make a dinner for a family, and then you are going to have a main dish, it's chicken. But you want to start with some soup, okay? I'm going to make a soup out of that. When the chicken is cooked, I will take the chicken out. I am making a honey sauce, and then the sauce that I have in here, I will dice some carrots, potato. You put some noodles that it's gluten-free and then very nice. Those noodles can be zucchini, can be a lot of ideas. It's why I want you to write that. Or you can take the chicken out and then add to the sauce any kind of vegetables. And then what you're going to call it? You're going to call the dish with the vegetable cauliflower chicken, zucchini chicken, peas and carrots chicken, and parsnips chicken, and then mushroom chicken. And sky is a limit. Anytime when you go and then buy the vegetables, you can combine a vegetable to this dish, and then you can have an infinite of recipes. And then what you are going to add in the end, you are going to add some black pepper, and then when you taste, salt to taste. It's not salty, I will add some salt. If I like more ginger, I add more ginger. And then today I'm going to use a cauliflower, and then this, and the honey sauce. I will show it to you all. And then I will go. Who's going to go to the kitchen with me? If you want to take the recipe that I have in the book, and then you want to cook just like 2 or 3 Cornish hens in night and then kill it even, you use a pot like that. And then you put these ingredients, you put them in here, put the fire, caramelize the onions first, then you add your chicken, add the water, and then put the lid on. Okay? And then now we are going to bake it instead to boil it. If you put it on the stove, you are going to boil it. It's delicious too. And then you can put it also in a ceramic tagine, and then add the water all the time. Segment number 2. The chicken, it's inside. And then you understand already that we are going to be creative with this chicken. You add vegetables to make vegetables with it, any kind of vegetables. You are going to have chicken with that kind of vegetables, using zucchini, using. And then this is what we call a Ras Al Hanout number 1. Ras Al Hanout number 1 means a blend number 1. What we got? Ginger, garlic,
Cumin?
saffron. We didn't do cumin. No. And here, this is a blend number 1. Blend number 2, we are going to use a green, but we are going to make a sauce. You can, bakula, it's traditional spinach spread. 3 boxes of chopped spinach, thaw it and drain. You can do a fresh or you can buy a frozen. Like what I said earlier, organic frozen always will be organic. And then a not organic from a shelf, that means it's a lot of preservatives. And then you know what the problem in a preserved food. Now you can have a tomato, onion, tablespoon. In a large saucepan, add 2 onions, which one's recipe. Now we are going to add all those onions. Drop them in here. Diced onions. This is it. That's awesome. And then I will add tomato, but I don't want to add tomato right now. I want my onions to be caramelized a little bit, because the onion will take more time to cook than tomato. And then I don't want to kill my tomato. I want my tomato to be having a bite. It's why I will skip tomato until the onion is done. Parsley, which this one. Cilantro, I need cilantro. See how it is? It's a lot of fun, huh? Cilantro. See how much cilantro in here? Oh. And then cilantro and cumin, paprika, salt. Salt, it's here, which I will do a lot of that salt.
I'm done with these, right?
Yes. Because I am using a Himalayan salt, I understand that I am giving to my body high nutrition, a lot of minerals, and then low sodium. And then also it has a very nice flavor. This one, it's white. It's little cheap because we use a lot in here, but invest a good salt from, you know, in your house. Invest on good salt. There is a pink Himalaya, and then this is what you want to use. And then we are going to add cumin, which this one. Cumin. See? I will add cumin. Probably it's not enough. Yes, we are making this pot. See, like it's the same concept what we are going to use in this recipe. Like the chicken one, we got the blend, we got the chicken, we are going to make either soup or stew. But in this one, I am going to make the sauce, and then from that sauce, I am going to make spinach, kale, carrots. I will make zucchini, a eggplant. I'm going to make any kind, seafood too. I have some seafood. I will use the same sauce. It's why I will tell you that this is a magic sauce. When you dice a lot of onions, start them on a saucepan and then, kind of saute them to bring them to a golden and brown color. And then you add to that a diced tomato, a lot of parsley and cilantro. And then as ingredients, you add cumin, cover the whole pan with cumin, paprika, salt, puree garlic, and then stir the sauce until everything it's liquidy and nice. And then that what I will call a magic sauce. I scramble eggs with it. I put the sauce in a eggplant and then I make it a eggplant dip. I add it to spinach, add it to kale, add it to do any kind of leaves that you don't know what to do with them when you see them in the market, fresh market. That's, you take those leaves, chop them, steam them, add your magic sauce to it, and then enjoy. You garnish your food with some Kalamata olives or black olives, or add some heat to it if you have a chili sauce already made, which always I recommend to make a seasonal food. When you see a hot chili sauce in the season, you buy as much as you can and then ground it with olive oil and then store it also in a jar, dark jar, and then pour olive oil on the top to keep it out from oxidation. And then you use it, add it to the food on the table that you want it to be little hot. And then I will need also more paprika.
More than this?
More than this, why not? I think it's enough, but in herbs and spices, it's never enough. Especially when you have greens. Greens, they are a little hard to eat. And then after today's class, you won't have any excuses to not eat leafy greens. Leafy greens, they are high in phytoceramides. Phytoceramides, it's connected to a longevity. If you go to the Asians people, they eat a lot of leafy greens. This is vitamin C, more than...
Can you put too much of that?
No, with the greens, no.
No?
No. No. We just put a pound, like 8 ounces each, like a pound. But you know how much we are going to cook with it? Probably it's like how many servings? We are 20 times 1, 2, spinach 3, and then 4, and then 4, it's 80 servings. And then here we are cooking 80 servings because the sauce we are going to add it to all those, and then they are going to use the same blend, but the vegetables, they are different, the taste will change, and then add your creativity. Okay? I'm going to add parsley, cilantro. We got extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil. Now I have to open it because this is going to be just enough. And then the cooks, they are going to start to stir and stir and stir. Ben, show him a oven stove. And then after that, we are going to add the tomato. When this onion starts to caramelize, we are going to add tomato. Actually, the best part of asparagus is this part in here. This one doesn't have that much nutrition than that. It's why a lot of people, they will cut too much. I will add little bit this dryness, not too much, just because it's dry. And then I will put it in here to marinate it. And then it's gonna be a side dish. If you have a barbecue grill outdoor, I'm going to show you how you are going to marinate it overnight to make very delicious asparagus. Olive oil. I will put my cloves to marinate it. And the chicken needs to be massaged. Why? Because all those ingredients need to get inside the chicken.
You try to push it up under it.
Under the seed, yes. And then when I pour the water to make it soupy or stew, I didn't pour the water on the top to wash it off. I pour it on the edges. Write those. They are very important details in the kitchen. The chef, it has a secret, and then the secrets, they are coming from those little details. And then you will be like, well, I cook with the same recipe. I just did exactly what, but you missed one little detail. Everything is gonna change. Okay, I'm going to add a salt, which I have it in here. And then I will marinate this garlic. See this garlic in here? And then I will add some salt.
What do you store your garlic in after you make it?
When I just blend it in a blender.
And then you just store it in like a Tupperware thing?
Oh no, you store it in a dark jar. It's kind of the concept of oxidation. If you have light, like a bottle of wine exposed to a light, it's gonna be bad wine with the light. And then you are going to keep it from air. And then you pour olive oil. See my garlic now in the refrigerator? When you have olive oil on the top, the air cannot get inside. In a dark jar, and then put it in the refrigerator, and then it's gonna be living forever.
So when you make this, then you store it in the refrigerator?
Refrigerator, yes. Yes. And then we are going to produce a colorful plates. All those colors, they have a meaning. And then when I see the color, I see the nutrition. It's why in my book, I put a paragraph about the colors, because they are also a group of the fundamentals. In music, we see those 4 elements, and then the humors and temperament of the sound. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7. That sound, they are connected to the whole universe. Without sound, it won't be any creation, because the first creation was an explosion. This explosion gives us a sound, and then all this harmony, everything works with a beautiful harmony. I will add a little bit of black pepper in this, and then I will add a little bit of paprika, and then I will add a little bit of cumin. And then I stick with my second blend, just to make you understand what the second blend is. And then I will marinate my asparagus, and then when you serve it to your guest, they will be like, oh, I never had any kind of asparagus like that. This is, it's marinated, done. And then I will grill it when we have a dinner ready. The grill, it's on, and then this is done. Give me another pan of salads. Now, sometimes you are coming at home at night very tired. And then there is nothing home to eat. But you open the refrigerator, you will find an orange. Done? You're gonna find an orange. You are gonna have an avocado. Probably you will have some cucumbers.
Pans are there.
No, a salad pan, the big one. Yeah. This is a bonus of the class. Means I'm going to show you how you're gonna take care of it yourself. And then this is gonna be a salad. And then you are going to come home and then see an orange, and then you see one avocado, and then one cucumber. Sometimes you're gonna see no avocados. You're gonna see only a orange and cucumber. And then I wanna show you how you can make the best salad with one orange and then one cucumber. But today I have avocado, they are going bad. You know, it's the time to go. I will just go ahead and then do it. How you cut the oranges, my friend? You cut it like that, and then you go, and then you take the skin like that. That is gonna be your project. And then the orange, and then go for the orange. And then when you go, you know, you go like that. And then I will cut them just in half like that. And then I will put them in here. And then this is you. Okay, I will cut the cucumbers. Cucumbers, I will add them like that. What I will need for this recipe, some cinnamon, some harissa, paprika, I have. Yes, yes. See? See how we're gonna do that? Thank you.
Asparagus that you put in, you did olive oil, garlic, paprika, cumin, salt,
And black pepper.
little black pepper. All right.
Because we wanted this peppery in this dish. This is what the creativity. If you have Cajun, add Cajun, you know, to your asparagus and then marinate it overnight.
Harissa.
Harissa. This is a red chili. When you have a red chili in the market, ground it in olive oil, garlic, and salt, and then preserve it for the whole year. This is your red chili. And then I'm going to show you how you make the best salad ever. And then this is a bonus of the class. Because I don't want you to run in a problems when you don't have enough food at home, and then you feel like, hey, I don't have food, but you have an orange and then you have a cucumber. This is good food. We need also some side dish to garnish our table. We have a potato. You have a potato, everybody will think about French fries. All right? We are going to have not a French fries, but we are going to have a baked potato with olive oil. And then here where I use oregano. And then when the chicken sauce is coming, I will pour the chicken sauce in here and then boil the sauce of the chicken with cauliflower. We're gonna call it chicken cauliflower. If we put zucchini, we're gonna put it zucchini chicken. And then sky is a limit. And then what we are going to do this eggplant, we are going to drizzle it with olive oil, put it in a salad in here.
There's the olive oil.
Drizzle of olive oil a little bit. See? And then I will add a little bit of salt. And then take to the oven. Done. Eggplant dip. It's also the ingredients, 3 or 4 large eggplant. Slice them, put them on a flat sheet pan. Drizzle them with olive oil, some salt, put them in the oven for at least 10 minutes. After that, you chop them and then you put them in the bowl. Tomatoes diced, onion peeled and diced, teaspoon of cumin, teaspoon of paprika, parsley and cilantro, fresh ground black pepper. In large saucepan, add the onion, tomato, parsley and cilantro to taste, cumin and paprika. Cook for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally, seasoning, add the salt and pepper to taste, and then add the eggplant to a mixture, and then mix everything, and then you have your eggplant dip done. And then here, the kale. The kale, it's very important to understand. Kale, it's very bitter, and then a lot of people, they won't like it because it's bitter. I will show you how you take this bitterness out from it today. How we can take this bitterness out. We are going to smash it. Huh? Massage. Thank you. You massage your kale. And then you massage your kale, and then you're gonna just sharp, very thin, diced.
What's the benefit of kale?
Benefit of kale, it's green, heavy, dark. It's a phytoceramides. It's good for longevity. You will look younger for a long time. And then also it's high in iron. And then iron, B6, B12, all that people with more here.
Oh, more, okay.
Yes. As I always recommend, How you make a very good salad at home is to just open your refrigerator. If you have one orange and one cucumber and then any kind of fruit and vegetables you have. Today the salad, it's gonna be more like an avocado, orange and cucumber. You take an avocado, you cut it, and then you dice it with oranges, you peel them, and then also you dice them. Diced cucumber, and then you add it, everything in a salad pan. You put some extra virgin olive oil, you put some paprika, some cinnamon to bring the sweetness, parsley, cilantro, and then you put more like a salt, because the sweetness from the oranges and the salt will have a very well balanced. And then you add also the heat, any kind of heat you have at home, chili, grounded like a harissa, and or cayenne pepper, any kind of heat. And then here the salad, it's gonna have the whole kind of balanced flavor, sweetness, crunchiness, heat, sourness. Add a little bit of red wine vinaigrette, and then toast everything, and then you have a nutrition salad. Very good in a summer. If I use today an orange, you may use pineapple, berries, bananas, any kind of fruit. And then this is a good way to eat fruit with, other vegetables like avocado and a cucumber. And add in the end any kind of leaves you have. The mixed leaves like arugula, lettuce, romaine, any kind. And then don't forget parsley, cilantro, because those, they are giving you a very, very wonderful flavors. How you make your salad very delicious. I add a little bit of cilantro in here. And then you can call it a cilantro salad or wherever. Avocado orange salad. I have it in the menu, but this is a little different. And then I will add some salt. I want you to see the salad. You can stop and then give me 1 second. See the salad, how it's fabricing, how I made it. Take note about it because it's not in your menu. I put a orange cubes, avocado, cucumbers. You can add onions, sweet onions. You can add anything you have home as vegetables. And then I add cilantro. I'm sorry. And then I add some salt, if you have some salt. See, an orange and salt, it's very, very strange, right? And then I add a little bit salt. And then I add this hot sauce. See? Now what I am creating in here? I am creating a heat, sweetness, a delicate flavors from cilantro, crunchiness from cucumbers or from onions, citrus from lemon. It's like a dressing.
What kind of hot sauce is that?
It's chili sauce. If you have those small chilies, when they are very, in the season, buy 10, 20 pounds, ground them, and then put them in a jar with olive oil and then some kosher salt, and then preserve them for the whole year. This is what we do.
You said it's harissa, right?
Harissa, yes.
Harissa, yes.
Well, harissa, I make my own harissa. I told him harissa. But what I'm communicating in here, it's just red chili. If you wanted to make it harissa, you add to it cinnamon, coriander, garlic, and then other spices to make it harissa, which we are going to make it as harissa by adding a little bit of cinnamon, and then adding a little bit of a smoky paprika, and then squeeze more lemon juice.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
Did you want cauliflower?
Cauliflower, it's here already. See? I will add more lemon. Now we need some plates to eat salad. This is the first meal of the day. What time is it?
It's 12.
Almost 12. It's the perfect lunch.
You want the fish here or put it in the back?
The fish back in there. If you have some Kalamata olives, yeah, you can too. Be creative. I'm going to give you just an idea.
So I add a bit of kale?
No.
Not yet?
No, the kale, I will give you a pen for it. Here, give her the kale one. How many lemons we did here? 2. I will add the 3. And then where is garlic?
You need more garlic?
No, I have it. And then I will add little garlic in this. How about that salad?
I've never seen something like that before.
And then I will add just a little bit. I don't want it to be overpowered. Did you write the ingredients of here? You can make it home. Now I am going to toast my salad. I want her to add little more spices, but depend to people how spicy they like it. Which I always judge the lady that I have home about the taste. Ladies, they are wonderful about the taste. If you make a lady happy, everything is going good. Right?
Definitely easier.
You know what I'm talking about. That means who's the lady who's gonna try? Now, my taste, I loved it. But you give me you.
I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
Come on, lady. All the ladies need to try. First. Here, pass it. Enjoy it, hon. An orange. Get your fork. Get your fork. Get your fork. That one needs to be boiled.
Boiled?
Boiled. Water. The carrots, we are going to boil them and then mash them. And then we are going to have a hummus carrot. And then this is an idea how you can be creative at home. You can do it for zucchini, you can do it for cauliflower, you can do it with any kind of vegetables. Carrots, they are sweet. We are going to add the sauce, magic sauce, and add something to it, like lemon squeeze, and then add a little bit more cinnamon, add a little bit of more sugar. Carrot spread, it's a, get some carrots from local fresh market, boil them and then ground them with olive oil, add tomato, onions, cumin, paprika, parsley, cilantro, fresh ground black pepper. In large saucepan, add onions and tomato, parsley, cilantro, cumin and paprika, cook for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally, and then add the ingredient of carrots already grounded. Squeeze some lemon juice and then some cinnamon. If you like to add a little bit of sweetness to it, that will be great. And then mix everything and dip it with celery or carrots or whatever you have at home. I pour water in a saucepan. Okay? And then I'm going to use garlic that I still have, except I will keep a little bit for the salad, it's coming. I will add saffron. This is the saucepan. I mean the honey sauce. Which the honey sauce, actually you have it in the book. If you want me to go through it, you know, I can go. Preheat. Place the saucepan half full water. Put it on the stove and then start to boil it. Add saffron, cloves in here. Cloves. And then I will add a bay leaf. I will add garlic. I already did cinnamon. And then I will add a little bit of salt. You know, salt and cinnamon, and then boiled. And then this one needs to get up to boiled. When it's boiled, we are going to add honey, because the sauce, it's gonna have all those flavors coming. We add honey to make it sweet, and then add any kind of fruit and vegetables and fruit you have. Today I'm going to share with you a pear and apricot. You can do it. You can do the fruit fresh, and then you boil them with that, or you boil them before, and then you add them to the honey sauce. It's up to you. You can also choose the fruit of the season, and then you're gonna be creative with this honey chicken. What we are going to call our honey chicken today. The chicken coming, we are going to call it either with the sauce of saffron, cauliflower, or any kind of vegetables. Or you are going to add apricot, it's gonna be apricot chicken. Pear chicken. Pineapple chicken. Give me more. Apple, thank you. Apple in Christmas, it's wonderful. Great. Apple, grapes also works. Raisins works. If you do them dry, like a dry raisins or dry apricot. Thank you. Prunes. Prunes. And then what we are going to talk about. How many recipes you learned today? 1,000. Sky is a limit. Anytime you use pineapple, I will use the dry ones. And then I will reduce that sauce, take it to the stove, and then boil it. Boiled. When you boiled, you add a honey clover. And then that's clover, it's from the clove, because we are using a clove flavor in the sauce. We use the clove, place a saucepan half full of water on the stove. Add saffron, clove, salt, honey, garlic, and cinnamon. Bring to boil, strain. When the mixture has come to boil, as apricot, or prunes, or pears, or both. I will do them both today, okay? And then this is the honey sauce coming. Today we are going to work also on a very nice dessert. And then I don't call it a dessert, I call it a protein bar. As far we are talking about healthy, we are going to make sure we are not overloading this dessert with sugar. I use honey, and then I use almond and pistachios today. And then phyllo douce, hold on. You drizzle with olive oil. Did you put salt? Not yet. Ben, give me some oregano.
Did these go in here?
Hold on, no, I have a pan for it. What is the big salad pan?
I'm washing it out.
No, I want it like that. And then I will put some salt on those potatoes. No worries, because we are just, they like the salad. I want to give them another version of it. And then salt, and then oregano. The oregano, it's like antifungal, antibiotics. Oregano, if you have a stomach. We used to boil it and then drink the water. And then I will flavor with it some potato in here. See? And then here you're gonna have the oven. Oven always high, 450. Probably it's not the time because we have full oven now. You can open the other one actually. It's working. Yeah. And then we are going to use cucumbers in here. Well, those not English. Where they are not English, I like to take a skin off because the skin is too tough in not English. But
Take them back.
it's worth it to take it off. And then I will put this one in here. Where is the onion? And then I will add some salt. And then I will add some paprika. It's the same recipe. And then I will add some cinnamon. The sweetness, it comes from cinnamon. I will drizzle it with olive oil. Olive oil. Little bit of garlic. Put.
All of it?
All of it. I think it's enough. We can add it. I mean, it's not going to hurt. Bring it. It's not going to hurt, actually. More garlic.
Do it?
Do it.
Okay.
See? Okay. Let's have some squeeze lemon juice. 1, 2. See if you have the squeezer. Better than use my hands, they are burning all. Okay, my friends. We are having fun, right? Yes. And then we are going to add little more paprika. Why? Because I like the red smoky. Here you are getting creative. Why? Because you are putting the description of the template of your mouth. You are getting a sourness, a smokiness, a crunchiness. You are using a sour, you are going sweet, and then you describe. You know, you describe them. Oh, this is not good. No.
Not good?
Not good. I will use my hands.
Okay.
I'll use my hands. You know how you squeeze a lemon with your hands? That's it.
I watched. I didn't know that before today.
Really? Good for you. Because you can squeeze your lemon with your fingers, and then the ones that they are going inside, it's the squeezer, see? And then you just like that, see? And then also, it gets you the whole seeds inside. Done. Done. This is how the chefs do their lemons. Okay, the lemons, I don't rush them. Why? Because we talk about a apricot chicken. I talk about pear, apples, pineapples, all the fruit you can have in the market. But you can have a lemon chicken. How? We're gonna zest the whole skin in the sauce when we add the honey. And then we are going to get the inside of it, and then we are going to garnish a dish for decor only. Or you can take the whole piece and then reduce the whole sauce with a lemon, and then you're going to have an orange lemon, an orange chicken. An orange chicken comes with zest, the orange skin in the sauce. Instead, apple or pear or wherever you can be creative and then add an orange flavor to your chicken, and then what we're gonna call it? Orange chicken. It's not orange from China full of MSG and then a lot of crop. You make it yourself, and then it is with a natural ingredients. An orange, a lemon, and sky is a limit. If you go to the strawberry, the dry ones, they hydrate your strawberries. And then when you take the sauce, and when it's reduced, you add the strawberry to the sauce and then reduce it with it. Marinate the chicken with it. If you wanted this chicken to be roasted, you take the chicken, you put it in a flat pan, and then put it back in the broil. And then you see the golden brown chicken on the top, and then you add a heavy sauce, honey it, and then you are going to create as much dishes from this chicken, as much as you can imagine. And then if you want to give it stew, you are adding the stew in here, and then you have a list goes on with any kind of vegetables. This is why I don't like a recipe books. My book, I wrote it 3 or 4 times, and then always I'll be like, no, we shouldn't be like tight like that. We have to be creative in the kitchen. Because when you follow really the recipe, what you are going to do, you are going to go to the market and then buy those ingredients. And then you spend a lot of money, you are not going to use all of them, and then after 3-4 days, you come back to clean the refrigerator, everything going to be in the trash. How many times happened to you? Happened to me all the time because you follow the recipe. You're not creative in your kitchen. When you are creative in your kitchen, see what I am doing? I never did that before, just with you today, just to show you. Anytime I go inside my kitchen, I do something very unique and new. I start always my day when I was glossy, and comfortable, and then acidic, 100%, high cholesterol, high, I was out of trouble. The thing that I did is I will boil my lemon with water in the morning. The first thing I do, I will drink 2 or 3 cups of water, and then that's water, it's with lemon, cooked. And then let it hot, and then I would drink like lemon tea in the morning, and then I stop 1 hour. And then you'll alkalize your body. After 2-3 weeks, no more acid reflux, no more GER, or no more any problems. Your body will be alkalized. This is what I do love. Dr. Otto, 1932, the Nobel discovery of cancer. And then this is what he did, to write it down, Dr. Otto Erbinger. And then go and then do some research. What he said, an alkaline body never gets cancer or even sick. That means I never got a flu shot, I never got cold. Why? Because my body always in the pH. Fresh basil, why not? I will cut it a little smaller. And then also it's green. And then anything green, what we call a phytoceramide, phytonutrition. Phytonutrition, it's based on a green leaves diet. There is people.
That's parsley.
This is parsley. Right? Okay, I think with basil, I will add probably just like a little bench in here.
You want any more of this?
No, here. I don't want that. It's yellow. Yeah. I need a red chili. I like the spices in it. Okay, why we eat too much? Because we are always starving. You go and then you eat in a processed food. How many times? You eat and then you are hungry 20 minutes later. You eat and then you are hungry. You eat and then you are hungry. Hungry. And then hungry actually make you angry. Why people angry? I wonder why. Because they are starving. Their sugar is low, and then when they are low sugar, they drink Pepsi or cola or something. And then 5 minutes later, you shut down. And then this is how your body works. Now, if you are eating too much because your body doesn't have enough nutrition, imagine this little plate that we have today. Just we had it. We are not satisfied. We are not starving, but we are satisfied. Why? Because you got to your body enough food, enough nutrition, not the quantity, but very good quality of nutrients.
Chef,
Yes, sir.
when you have a good nutrients, you eat less?
You eat less. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, now, when you have a fish and then you got the sauce, I'm going to use that sauce to bake my fish. I will add that sauce to my fish. And then because this combination, it's magic. And then I have one of the ladies, she did agree because she tried it. What's your name again?
Hallie.
Ali?
Hallie with an H.
Hallie, she said yes. Okay? And then here I will, just spread all this on my fish. Okay, that's magic. If you make it like me, in this mass, put it in a small portion, put it in the freezer. Today you are going to make a fish with it. Tomorrow you are going to make eggplant with it. After tomorrow, anything in vegetables in the market, you bring it at home. You have already the sauce made. If I want to add that sauce to the cauliflowers and add some water, olive oil, it's gonna be just a salad. I make it for Dave 2 or 3 days ago. We went to the gym. I have cauliflowers. He fixed for me a dinner, and then I said, I have cauliflower. We boiled it in the water, and then I add ingredients, and then I put it in the refrigerator. I forget to eat it, but when I called Dave, he said, it's a wonderful salad. Marinated. You marinate broccoli. A lot of people, they don't like broccoli because it's plain. Boil your broccoli, and then add the sauce to it, and then put it as salad. Zucchini, the same thing. You name it. Now, I will add a little bit of olive oil on the edges, like that, and drizzle everything. And then, when it's come out, I will serve seafood with potato and then asparagus. How about that? Fire asparagus. See, this is one dish. Chicken and then cauliflower. Chicken honeyed with any kind of vegetables. I got kale, and then I will add that sauce to that kale, and then I will put it back to the oven. Now, if you cook this sauce mess like me, the box of tomato right now, it's $10. In the summer, the box of tomato, it's $35, $40. I will now go and then get my box of tomato and then make my sauce and then put it as portions and then put the date. And then when you cook it, make sure the temperature go to the room temperature. Anunnakis and too many. Okay, now when you have this wonderful dish, see, has coconut and the magic, and then we are going to add it to the stove. And then and then you cook it, and then you stir, cook and stir, cook and stir, and then push and smash until this green get darker. When the green get darker, that means it's good. And then how many kale we did there? It's a lot. If we eat a little piece of kale like that, what that means? That means we have a dense nutrition. This is my point. If you want to be a good nurturer, high quality of nutrition, you need to cook. Salads, they are not going to do nothing for you. Salad, nothing. If you want something to do with nutrition in a raw food, you do the juicing. And then the juicing, you are going to juice probably 5 or 6 to get a glass like that. But I don't recommend juicing that much because if I have high iron again, I am in a toxicity level. And then why we get sick, what the state of health, what health means. Health means a balance. Not because I'm not taking medicine, I am healthy. No, probably I am out of control. And then my body just fight for me. It's why I am tired. A lot of customers, they tell me, why I am tired every day, sluggish, I cannot go, I eat lunch and then I need sleep there. Because your body is working hard for you. Your body is working so hard, it cannot digest the food that you give it. Processed food, environment, toxicities. And then all this, our body fight and fight and fight, and then take the energy to keep you in life. It's why you don't have energy. What the state of health? State of health, it's a balance. Means good environment, good food, not too much, not low. And then food that we were talking about, this is one. This is the peppers. And then again, the peppers we are going to use. The magic sauce. Everybody try the magic sauce, by the way?
Bell pepper appetizer. Ingredients, it's bell pepper chopped from a fresh market, fresh and organic. Salt to taste, tomato diced, onion peeled and diced, tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of paprika, parsley to taste, cilantro, fresh ground black pepper to taste. In a large saucepan, add onion, tomato, parsley, cilantro, cumin and paprika, cook for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally, add your peppers that they are diced or sliced the way how you want them. Add salt and then pepper and then serve with fresh pita, or you can just add it to a side dishes that you already have.
We add the magic sauce to a green pepper, and then it's gonna be a side dish on the fire. What we got in here? Eggplant, the same way. We take the eggplant and then we put it, and then we are going to add this one. That means if I have that sauce in my freezer, anytime I go to a fresh market, I find a good vegetables, I have an idea for it. That means I know that it's gonna be delicious 100% because I used a fresh ingredients. And then this one, I don't need to put it back in the oven. It's already done because the eggplant, it's already mashed. Okay, what we got in here? We got the carrots. Well, carrots, usually they need to be mashed, but I'm not going to mash them. I will leave them like that. All what I need is, I wish we have more lemon. See? And then I will put it in the refrigerator, put it in a portions. This is a side dish. I will add to it probably a little bit of cinnamon. We still have a little bit. And then that sauce, like what I said, you can scramble eggs on it, you can do cauliflowers, and then make salads. Those salads, they are going to be snacks. If you wake up in the morning, you get with yourself like an omelette, and then you got a piece of chicken already done, and then you put it just frozen in your purse, just like that. And then when you got by noon, your lunch, it's defrosted without any microwave, without anything, and then you heat it. If there is a soup, you have to heat it to, 260 to 170 degree. Why? Because while there's food in the freezer, it's growing bacteria. To kill bacteria, you have to up the temperature to 170, 165. We used to do 160, now 165, it's the 170, it's the requirement for the books. You know, the books, like if I wanna sanitize my food, like my plates, probably sometime you see them stain, but they are sanitized. Why? Because I don't use a sanitation like product. I use the high temp
dishwasher. We have the rag, and we have a temperature as a flexible. When we get it in there, we have to have 180. And then it goes to 180. It's the same concept when the syringers in a doctor office, when he used it long time ago, he need to cook it and then put it to 180 and then use it again and again and again. That means sanitation is very, very important. If you put the food hot in the refrigerator, what is gonna happen? It's gonna build a coat of a burn frozen. And then your freeze, it's not going to be right. Anytime you got the jars where you are going to put your food, make sure the temperature is room temperature, and then make sure you pour some olive oil to keep the food from oxidation, and then to keep it from the air. Even in the refrigerator or in the freezer, there is an air that it can make your food grow more bacteria. When you cook, you wait until the temperature get down. When the temperature get down, you freeze it. Before you freeze it, you put it in a dark jars. I like stainless. It's the best way you go. You know, plastics, they are also having problems in health, and they find a lot of environment toxicity in the plastics, which the glasses, it's a challenge to keep it in the freezer below. And then the best way you go buy stainless ones, and then stainless ones, you can put them also on the stove, or you switch them to the pan, and then you heat them.
Mushroom side dish. I always recommend, you know, the baby portabella mushrooms, extra virgin olive oil, salt to taste, tomato, onion peeled and diced, tablespoon of cumin, tablespoon of paprika, parsley and cilantro, fresh ground pepper to taste. In a large saucepan, add the onions, tomato, parsley and cilantro, cumin and paprika. Cook for 15 minutes. Stir occasionally. Add salt to taste, a little bit of black pepper, and then when it's all cooked, you add your mushrooms and then stir for a while. I like mushrooms to not be very cooked. Keep them with that bite, and then serve them as the side dish, or can be also a good idea for a lunchbox. And then I will use some mushrooms, portabella mushrooms. How you like them? Love them. I love them too. Come and help me cut them. Here. Yeah. Put them in here. They are my favorite, man, too. Matter of fact, yesterday my wife told me, are you hungry around 11 o'clock in the morning? In the evening, 11 o'clock. I have some portabella mushrooms. I put some organic butters, put the whole box of portabella mushrooms, salt them all with some salt and black pepper, easy. I have 2 avocados, I cut them and then I scoop them on the top of that. I mix them, I give her the bowl, and then it was so delicious. Why I will call somebody? I have food home. Just, you know, to just make it happen. Slice your portabella. Never buy a box already made. Buy a bulk like what I do. The bulk, it's $1.50 for a pound. And then if you go for it's 6 ounces for $3.49. Just because they put it in the box. Go for always bulk. Bulk is cheaper because you are going to cook like a chef. You are not going to cook like an amateur, like he want to start cooking. You cook now big, like me. And then you freeze your food.
When you freeze your food, you wake up in the morning, take your lunch box, take it with you to work. You do the same thing for you, for your family, for your kids. And then you never to have to give them antibiotics, brother. You never. Why? Because their immune system is strong, and then they are growing up in a good conditions, good environment, and then the environment also is very important. I don't want to overpower my mushrooms. I will put just a little bit of that sauce, drizzle it a little bit of olive oil, mix everything together like that. You know, mix everything together. Just like that. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And then to change the taste, I will add a little bit of coconut oil, just for the flavors. And then everything, it's gonna... And then what she said, the lady earlier, every bite has a different flavors. Baklava, it's a protein bar. You can make it with almonds, pistachio like we are going to do today, or you can choose any kind of nuts you have in your pantry, or the best in the market, what you like as a nut. Except the peanuts, they are not nuts, they are actually legumes. I don't like peanuts. But baklava, usually it's a traditional. The ingredients, it's a 2 cups with 2 cups almonds, 2 cups pistachios, 2 tablespoons of sesame seed, 1 cup of honey, phyllo dough, 1 package of phyllo dough, 1 butter. You melt it and then you preserve it, which gonna be turned as a ghee. Honey, a pinch of salt, cinnamon, and then a sesame seed. Chopped almond and pistachio using a food processor, mixed with a sesame seed. Toast nuts and seeds in the oven for about 5 minutes. In a salad bowl, combine nuts, sesame seed, butter, honey, salt, and cinnamon. Mix well. Wrap your sheet of baklava, 2 sheets of phyllo dough on top a buttered pan. Place a third of the nut mixture on the phyllo dough. Place 2 more layers of the phyllo dough on top of nuts. Spread with butter. Repeat more times with other third of nut mixture. Place 2 layers of phyllo dough on the top. Spread with melted butter and sprinkle with a brush with melted butter. Sprinkle a little bit of sesame seed on the top. Cut them in a square of 1 inch square pieces. Baked at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. Enjoy. And then for now, we are going to ground some pistachios and then almonds. Here, this is what we call a cup. Okay. We are going to have 2 cups which 1 pound of almonds, and then 1 cup of pistachio. Put it in. Done. And then cup of sesame seed, and then I will crunch them. Okay, and then we are going to and then I will just use the pores. I don't like this nut to be like more powder. If you like it to be like powdery, you don't want to chew on them, ground them. But I like mine with consistency of bite of the dessert. You don't want it just to be paste, you know, and then doesn't have any meaning. Done. This is how I like it. And then now we are going to add all what we put in a flat pan in here. And then I'm going to take it for toasting in the oven. And then here the ingredients that I use, it's a phyllo dough. That's phyllo dough, like what I said, you can make it at home or you can buy it from the store, organic one. But the only challenge when you open it, it goes dry very fast. It's why me and my assistant on working on this, she volunteered for it. I am going to do the nuts, she's going to put the or vice versa. Means two people working in baklava in your house, have fun with your wife, and then make it together, you know. And then that will be the challenge. Either than that, it's very easy to do. The most important fat that I use, it's a ghee. Probably you know the ghee more than anybody. You know, ghee, it's G-H-E-E. It's the one that it's made from fat, but it's a cure of high cholesterol, really. And then ancient civilization, they used to make it, and then you make it with tons. You know, you make your milk in the morning, you get the milk to get bad, you shake your milk, you got the bad milk, or what we call a buttermilk, and then it's soury, very high in probiotics, it's good for your flora. You got the butter, that's butter, you get it, and then you put it in a cloth, and then you dry it, and then you cook it, and then you add to it some salt, and then you age it. When you age your organic butter, that's what we call a ghee. And then this is what I have in here. This is our ghee that we made for probably 2 or 3 months ago. You smells good?
Yeah.
You know, this is our ghee, and then this is how you are going to make your ghee at home. Make sure you write a recipe for ghee today, and then you got another recipe for the ghee.
Oh, well, it does smell good.
Smells good, I am glad. And then this ghee, like what I said now, I get you the whole process, how you got a milk, the butter from the milk. But today we are not going to have a milk from the cow. It's too hard. Yes, I will add a ghee, a little bit. See, just a little bit. And then my grandma, you always tell me to cover. Come on, my friend. And then I will add a little bit of salt, right down this one. And then I will add a little bit of cinnamon. And then I will add honey. Let me take this one out. Done. Here. And then put all your hands like that. Yes.
Rub it?
One, just one. Rub. Yes. Go. Done. Rub on again. Make sure you rub all the corners.
Oh, you got a hard job.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So it dries out quickly.
Quickly, yes. Go. 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 Why we do the ghee between to have this crunchiness. If we put one filo dough after filo dough, it's gonna be just like one compound like bready. We wanted this crunchiness coming, and the crunchiness you are going to have it actually after it's cold. It's cold. Now when it's hot, you know, it starts to get actually dry. See, it starts to dry from here. It dries very fast. And then I think we have a basic in there, and then I will go for one layer, and then
Yeah.
yeah, welcome to come and then see. Are you watching? Good, good, good. Go ahead. No. Okay. Well, how much we have? We still have 2 or 3. That's enough. Let's go another one in here. You do 6 or 7 layers, and then you put the rest, and then you divide the whole thing on half, and then, you know, you put half first, and then you spread the rest in here like that. That is a winner. We won the game. See? Now, while we are finishing, go, yes, I want you to do that, yes. And then put the one on the top here. Yes, and then you go like that. See what I'm talking about? And then keep going. I'll give you a little more if you want. To keep all those in there, very delicious. I love the edges. They are crunchy and boo. And then keep going, keep going, keep going. You know what? You are hired. Go ahead. Hey, my friend. You don't have to cook baklava for the rest of your life. See?
Yes, it was.
You got good girl now. She's going to start to cook. Go ahead.
You have to help with this one, though. It's a 2-person.
She is the spoiled one, type A. Okay, keep going. Yes, more ghee coming. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I think we are done. And then in the end,
Fold these over.
yes, please. In the end, we are going to put, Ben, some sesame seed, please. I already finished it. Sesame seeds, magnesium. I love it with pumpkin seeds. You like pumpkin seeds? I like baklava with pumpkin seeds sometimes. And then you change every time when you cook it. It's a weekly, dishes that you are going to make weekly, not daily, but weekly. Every week you are going to make baklava, okay? And then when you make baklava, you piece it, or you portion it like the way how I do it, half, and then you cut the half to the half, and then you cut it in half, and then the half of the half, and then you get it in half. The half of that half, it's half. This is the only way mathematically how I got it very, very consistent all the time. Always I start with the half and go with half of the half, it's half. And then done. See, without any measurement, there is a lot of people, they will take a tape and then, no, half, and then the half of the half, and the half of the half, and then you go. Now I will go to the half, you know. The only thing here, I don't want them to be big. It's why I will cut that one in 3, and then the third of that one, it's gonna be a portion. And then here, here. When it comes from the oven, you let it cool down, and then you put it in small containers that you put it in the refrigerator, or you put it on the counter. Put it in your purse, put it in your car, take it with your lunch, leave some in your job. All the time, it's a protein bar. It's a life-saving. Sometimes I am so hungry, and then I need to eat real food. I will have a piece or two until I go home. And then it will keep my sugar balance good. I don't have to get crazy. Because when sugar is unbalanced, we are crazy. When you put the baklava in the oven, one should be sitting with it. Because if you don't remember or you go for a glass, she will tell you, go out please, watch for a dog or somebody knock the door, your baklava is burned.
Roughly how long do you cook it?
Just maximum 2-3 minutes because everything is cooked.
Yeah, so just use the brown.
Just brown on the top and then have this crunchiness and then done. Cheers! It is so good. And then when you see this one, it's not cutting, make sure. This is so delicious, man. This is my weaknesses. When you make this home, call me. When you make this,
Yes.
you call me.
I'm just coming back here for it because I'm not making it.
This is smart.
We're talking about macams, and a macam is not just a scale system, it's a whole system of what you do with the notes. We think of scales as just notes, but it's more than that in Arabic and in Eastern musics. So this is actually a newer macam. It's called Nawa Athar, and
Nawaya. It's a mixture of
It means new
Nahawa
thing.
and then new feelings. And then also the rhythm, it's like 10/8. It's unusual. If you go back to a Barakh music in Renaissance, you can see it, 2/3, 2/4, 4/4, and then this is the geometry. In here we are going to show you another geometry. It's like all connected to a 10/8. It's another fraction. It's unusual, but it's gonna have a lot of effect